we have the current stock market analysis for Super Microcomputer Incorporated, stock ticker SMCI. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So as we can see here, this is the 1 hour price chart. Each candle on this price chart represents a 1 hour trading period. And we are sort of trading back toward the middle of a recent trading range that has started to develop for this name. So in this video, we will be looking at some specific price zones, some very specific support and resistance levels, so that hopefully traders can identify profitable trading strategies for this stock going forward. So as we can see here to the downside, we have actually started to develop a fairly interesting support zone, which comes in right around 39.80. So I'll just mark that on the price chart here. And there are a few different reasons this is interesting. One would be the fact that, if we sort of move in here, we can see that this is actually a double bottom support zone currently. So we have one test here and then another test back here. So this is a region that has now been tested on two separate occasions, and share prices have managed to bounce a bit higher after falling into that area. This area is also interesting because it does come into contact with the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement of this trending move from 37.30 to 43.85. This would really be the near-term price high and the near-term price low. And as we can see here, the 618 retracement really does come into direct contact with what is now a double bottom support zone. So this is a very interesting level here going forward because I feel like the stock is also attempting to sort of form a line in the sand here, right around that psychological level at $40 per share. But as is often the case, share prices will not really obey that psychological level. The psychological level on its own is often not enough to really contain share prices in either direction. And as we can see here, the share price did manage to break slightly below that $40 level before starting to bounce higher. So, of course, we don't know currently if this share price is going to continue to hold in this area. It's possible that it won't, but it is very interesting that we can see that this 618 retracement here has held up very well. So the question here going forward is, how will we know to the top side if this area is going to hold and which is going to be the prevailing share price direction here near term? Well, one area that I would point to in this respect would be the sort of top of the recent trading range, which comes in right around 42.50. I won't put that on the price chart here because I'll leave the prior spike high at 43.85 as that main resistance zone. But as we can see here, just in terms of chart formations, we can see that there is sort of a range that is starting to develop right in this area. So we see a share price movement to the downside, followed by a share price movement to the top side. And then in addition to that, we have this 50-hour exponential moving average that's coming right into contact with this upper area. So to me, what this looks like is that we really will need to see a break of 42.50 in order to confirm that this double bottom here, Fibonacci bottom as well, at 39.80 is actually the real thing, and that we're not going to see share price movements to the downside. So essentially, if this area does hold, what we would probably see here would be a break to the top side above this 50 period, this 50-hour exponential moving average, and then share prices would probably be able to make a new high at that point. Because really all that we have in terms of historical resistance in this region does come in at this 43.85 spike high that developed during the September 30 trading session. So if we do see a break above here, this sort of a range area here, then I would be more likely to expect to see that $39.80 support level start to hold here longer term. So quickly, we'll just take a look at the indicator reading because this is the hourly price chart, and that is a very important indicator reading. And here we can see that there is a bit of a shorter term trend showing in the momentum reading, which is negative. So we can see that here. Ultimately, this started to develop around the middle of September, and it has been in place since then. But from the longer term perspective, we do still have this upward trend here that is showing in the positive direction. So this goes back much further, and this actually really goes back to the those prior lows, which came in during the August 28 trading session. So this would have been when the stock was trading right after that Hindenburg report was released. So ever since then, we really have seen share prices start to move higher, even as share prices were forming some higher lows. I said that correctly. Some higher lows in the process. Specifically, what we're looking at here is the prior low from roughly the beginning of September. And as we can see here, this did create a bullish divergence condition here in the indicator reading, because the indicator reading was not confirming the overall price movement in share prices. So it's not totally surprising that we have seen the stock stabilize right in this area. We will need to see if this shorter term momentum reading does start to unfold in the negative direction to continue to unfold here, because we should be seeing a test of that downtrend line here relatively soon. If we see share prices possibly break above here, then that would suggest that we could see some higher highs in the stock on the shorter term time frames. So just to close out the video here, I will be looking at the the overall reading in the 15-minute price charts. And as we can see here, some shorter term resistance here is starting to develop right around 4180. 41 looks like that's 4150 actually. And then from there, we can see some share price support that's developing a bit lower here. But for the most part, what we can see is that the 200 period exponential moving average really is what is holding up share prices at the moment. We're consistently seeing share prices test this area and then start to bounce. So, if this trend does continue here, it would be a good idea to watch the exponential moving averages on these shorter term time frames, because this will give us a clue about how share prices could start to perform here in the near term. So overall, these are the main price levels that I'm watching. And really, it's what we're really looking for here would be a break of that 4250 area. Because if we do see a break above that, then I do think that this spike high at 43.85 now would then come under pressure relatively soon. So here's the current stock market update for Super Micro Computer Incorporated, stock ticker SMCI. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.